Hey guys, how we doing? Grandpa's Cabin Life. I know it's been a while. Um, kind of been back and forth to the cabin. Really haven't had anything video worthy, and I'm actually not up at the cabin, but I do have something that's video worthy. So, where we lived previously, and again, the cabin's not our full time residence. I had a big backyard, and I had a nice sized vegetable garden with strawberries and blueberries and cucumbers, zucchini, tomatoes, the whole thing. I even tried growing corn. Uh, we moved, and we're now in a townhouse, and I have no yard. So if you're in the position where you really don't have a yard and you don't think you have the ability to have a garden, I am about to share and show you a little something that might change your thoughts. So where we are, the townhouse we live in has three different decks. There are two that are on the third floor, one that gets sun pretty much all day long, and one that is probably about half the day sun, half the day partial shade to shade. So let me show you my setup. I have just about everything here that I had in my garden at home. A little bit smaller, obviously, in the amount of plants I have growing, but still getting the fresh tomatoes and the fresh zucchini and strawberries and everything else. So I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to show you my setup, which is really very simple. And hopefully you can pull this off in your own apartment complex. Even if you have a like a fire escape, you might be able to pull this off and do it. So here we go. Let me show you. All right, so I'm going to start with the strawberries. So this is a basically wall unit that I got off of Amazon, and it is a 4-shelf rack. This is actually cloth, heavy duty cloth. Those top two strawberries took a little bit of a hit with the dry period while we were on vacation, so they're not looking the greatest. But anyway, I have enough strawberry plants here. They're actually starting to spread. Not a great yield this year, but I'm expecting way more hopefully for next season. Now what I did do is I'm going to show you these raised planting beds. I got at Costco for, I think they were like $75 each, maybe even less than that. So I have the two raised beds, and the nice thing about these raised beds, I did do a video earlier that's up on YouTube that shows the assembly, which is super easy. These also have a place where you can pour water, and they actually have an integrated reservoir. So if you're going away for a week, you can add water, and it will continue to water the vegetables. So you can see we've got some rosemary and some plum tomatoes. We've got peppers. Eggplant are still in the process. You can see it's got some blooms. I have a second table here. Our lettuce just starting to grow back. We had to cut it way back because it got really stalky while we were away, and it gets a little bitter when that happens. So I want to see if we get any improvement with these little leaves. And we've got zucchini. I, for the life of me, can't remember what herb that is. And then we have, again, more zucchini on the end. You can see for the tomatoes, one is a 5-gallon Home Depot bucket. The other is a cloth potato bag, which I converted and made into for tomato plants. And then I gotta pick these tomatoes actually. Over here we have two potato bags with a mix of potatoes in them, growing quite nicely. And then what we have, I'll try not to go around too quickly. What we have over here, this is a storage bin from Home Depot with onions growing. So nice little garden going, even if you have a small bit of area. And this is actually something we just did a couple of weeks ago, is that we had a hose line, a spigot line installed. So it's much easier to water all the vegetables. In the past, what I had been doing was carrying a watering can either from one of the second floor bathrooms or from the first floor kitchen. So again, even if you have a small space, I mean, you can kind of see when I pan around, this is not a huge deck. before we converted it to the vegetable garden, we just basically had a couple of chairs and a small table. So it's not a big area. If I were to line the raised beds up, I could probably do 3 or 4 raised beds and additional raised beds over here and still keep the onions and still have the potato beds and still keep the strawberries. So there's a lot of flexibility, and if I added those additional tables, greatly expands what I can grow. The nice thing too is growing it up here on the deck, no bugs, which is huge. That was always a problem, and also no critters. I used to have my tomatoes ravaged by the squirrels and by the chipmunks. So no issues up here on the 3rd floor. So again, if you've ever thought you didn't live in a space big enough to have a garden, think again. You might actually be able to. And again, these raised beds are from Costco, about 75 bucks. The cloth potato bags are, I think I got 6 of them for $15 through Amazon, and then it's a 5-gallon bucket, and the storage container from Home Depot, all, I don't know, that was maybe 15 bucks, if that. And then the strawberry rack, I think was $45, again, off of Amazon. So again, you can do it pretty cheaply, and have a nice garden and have yourself some nice fresh vegetables. So again, something you can definitely do even if you don't have that big a space. And it's kind of good to be back up on video and have a new video up. So again, Grandpa's Cabin Life. Hope you're doing what you love to do. Hope you're getting outdoors as much as you can. All right, take care.